Good morning everyone and welcome back to the vlog. I have got some updates for you guys and I'm finally back to normal-ish content, and I apologize on the delay. I've been dealing with a lot, as in selling my house, which is a major update for me, and I've been dealing with this a lot and kind of figure out what I'm doing with Hype House. Look at the dogs. Look at them. Look at Leo right there and look at Blue right there. Hi guys. But first of all, I don't think last time Mia had this car. Mia and I both have matching-ish, obviously not the same color, but matching M3s, which is pretty dope. And I've gotten a couple upgrades to the M3 since I last posted. First off, shout out to Sencal Motorsports for the front grille along with the vents. Look at how mean and aggressive this front looks. I know everyone wanted me to do the Adro kit, but honestly, I wasn't gonna spend that much on the kit. And this is the Vorsteiner front lip. I think the front of this car looks unbelievable. Gotta lower it, and we gotta get some new wheels. I wanna go with something from Brixton Forge if they're open to sending me something. I do kind of like the stock wheels, I'm not gonna lie. Front half of the carbon fiber on this car is done. Gotta lower it. I do have downpipes which are currently in the trunk, but the reason that I didn't install them yet is because the tune was gonna take way too long on this car, and then when I was gonna bring it over to Gentani to tune it, they couldn't even do it because this is 2023, and then we just gotta order a new ECU, get it shipped out to get unlocked, and then it's gonna get tuned, and it was just too much for right now, and I didn't want to have the check engine light on. But as you guys know, we have the carbon fiber intakes on this car, and we have the carbon fiber covers on the front. Along with the new carbon fiber pieces, we got to get a carbon fiber spoiler, side skirts, and a high kick spoiler replacement, and the diffuser. So that's gonna be sick once that's done. But the car does sound pretty good stock. Obviously I would like it to be a lot louder, but at least you can hear the intakes. I absolutely love this car. Best daily ever. I mean, the Urus was really cool for a while. Speaking of, I'm currently selling the Urus, and I think I have a potential buyer, which is amazing because I got other cars I want to get with that money. This thing is unbelievably quick, and once I have the downpipes on and the tune, it's going to be pushing over 700 horsepower. If I go to E85, even more. If I make a couple more upgrades like turbos from Pure Turbos, we could be pushing a little bit more. But do I want to do that with the daily? I don't know. What do you guys think? Listen to this. Man, I love this car. I mean, damn, look how good she looks. Look at this thing. Now, if we go down to the 8, you may be wondering, Thomas, what the happened here? Well, first of all, we got a bus. Totally forgot I had that. Anyone want it? So I was filming that Grimace shake video, and I thought it'd be funny if I crashed the car or if I flipped the car. And then I kind of failed at flipping the car yesterday. I'll show you how miserable it was. I have done so many things to this car. So many. Still runs. I don't even know how that's possible. Today we have a very interesting challenge to flip this car upside down. I'm trying to figure out how I can do that currently. Oh yeah, forgot about that. If you go ahead and shut the door a little too hard. Just a little bit of broken glass. There. Don't worry, there's no rattlesnakes. You can really see them.
I don't really know what he's doing.
And then I ended up getting angry and crashing the car. But it worked for the video, so good news. Now I don't know how to get the car out of the pit. Yeah, we got issues, but all right, now that we're pulling back up to the house, let's explain some things about where we're going and what we're doing. Now, if you guys follow me on my other social, I've had a couple upgrades to the garage since I last vlogged. First off being this awesome snow blue by Anazatec. We wrapped the F8 with it. I hated that old color, to be honest. I think it was a really unique color, but not my favorite in the collection. And then the McLaren, it has a all new wrap, which I'll showcase more in the next video, but these two have both been updated. But we do have a couple problems with the McLaren now that came up, and so yeah, I'll show you guys a little bit of those. The McLaren is back, as you guys can tell. Loud as hell. We got a couple issues with it. So issue number 1 is that, as you guys can see there, we've got a tire monitoring fault. Or when they switched the wheels on the car, they didn't go over the tire pressure sensors or calibrate them or whatever they had to do. So I don't know if the tires are inflated properly or not, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that they are. The other issue we've got is the front sensors don't really work. So if I go above 10 miles per hour and then go back below, it makes a beeping noise. But I don't know if that's because the front bumper's wrapped or the rear bumper's wrapped over the sensors. So you can see here, watch, like if I slow down, the air brake malfunction, but that's normal. System switch fault, but we got rid of this, but I don't remember if McLaren got rid of it or if we cut out the front sensors. And then the third issue on this car is that there's a squeaking of the brakes, and I don't know if that's just the carbon ceramic brakes or if there's actually an issue. So as you guys can hear here, anyone watching? No? And then there we go. That's the noise that keeps happening. Does anyone know if that's just carbon ceramics and it was sitting for a couple weeks while I was getting wrapped? Or if that's a more serious issue? Because the only thing that they touched on the actual calipers was putting the stickers on the outside to put the new color. But when they peeled off the old ones, they like made sure that nothing got in between. And that's what I was thinking, but I don't even think it would make that noise. I think it would get shredded up really quick. But I don't know. It might just be that they was sitting for like a month. It could have accrued a little bit of dust and created that issue. And then the Ferrari, there's just a little touch that I need to make, and it is that I want to have these calipers have yellow text on them, and then I want to fill in I want to paint all of this yellow. It matches the Ferrari emblems instead of having it red. I know that there's a little bit of red here, so it kind of ties together. And some people think that we should paint the wheels white, but what do you guys think? Moving on to the GT3RS. The GT3RS is it's perfect. It had a dead battery. We had to get that fixed. I had to get it towed over to Porsche. I was actually driving over there and the car started like failing. Like everything on it started failing because it was so low voltage. It was because my Porsche charger was broken, which is strange, but I ordered a C-Tech one and it is way better. And then the Mustang, everything is perfect on this car. The only thing I need to do at some point, and it's just when I'm ready to let go of it for a couple weeks, is to get it repainted. Because there is parts of this car that you can tell, you know, they're in rough condition. You can see that the paint is bubbling up a little bit here. It needs a new paint job or it needs a new wrap, but I think that I should just go with paint and get something. I want to put it back to the original blue that it was. And then I want to upgrade the headlights to LEDs because these things do not work. I am talking, I was driving home when I picked this car up from LA. I thought we were going to die at least 10 times. I cannot see shit. Leading up to the Performante, I am ready to let go of this car. And I absolutely love this thing, but there's so much that I want to do. Like I want to put it on Novitec suspension. I want to tune it. Thought about supercharging it, but I think I'm just ready to let go of it and get something else. I don't love this car as much as I did when I first bought it. And don't get me wrong, the Huracan, the Performante, beautiful, beautiful car. Unbelievably rare. It will always go up in value. It's an awesome car, but I would pick these three any day of the week to drive over it, which it used to not be like that. It's because the Performante is so quick. It is all-wheel drive, puts that power down insanely well, but it just falls short for me. And I don't know. I love the car. It's unbelievably well balanced. It's a beautiful car, but I'll pick the GT3RS over it any day to drive if I had to pick. And then the McLaren and the F8 are just unbelievably fast. Once those turbos start spooling, you're just in a magnificent machine. And then leading up to the car that is going to be gone very, very soon, which is the Urus. There has been a couple offers on the table, and I have someone who's very, very interested in this car, and I think I'm ready to let go of it. But I do got to order some new tires. Blake actually has the old tires for me, and so in the next video, I'm going to be going to the shop to pick those up along with my original McLaren wheels, which I'm going to showcase more of that car in the next video. But yeah, this car is going to be gone, so time for something new, I guess. The Harley, I need to take over to AAA to get new registration and tags for it, and it is dead. So we're in a slight issue there. MT-07, let's see if this thing starts up. Yeah, we are still good. I rode it last week. I gotta open up the garage. Still ride this thing all the time, but I'm thought about getting rid of the Harley, but I think I'm just gonna hold on to it for a while. It's a really special bike to me. Got the wheel and tire center over here. And before I end out today's video, I'm gonna answer a couple of your guys' questions that I asked over on Instagram on Hype Cars. Question number one is, what was your first car and what happened to it? Now, my very first car was a 2014 Mazda 3. I loved that car. I believe Mia ended up buying it from me and then, or like made a couple payments and then I just gave it to her. It wasn't worth the most money in the world, but it's somewhere at a CarMax or sold to somebody. Do you think I'll ever buy another classic car? If so, what would you buy? I really want a Cobra. I really want a 911, an old school 930 turbo, or a 964 turbo in the near future, hopefully, along with a Lancia Delta Integrale. I've always wanted one of those. There's an absolute ton of classics that I want. I've always wanted an original Bronco. It's just what cars are worth the money at which time. I'll end up having all of them at some point. If you could change one thing from your past, what would you change? Everything leads you to where you are today, and my upbringing helped morph me into who I am today, so I never look back at those negative experiences as, wow, that sucks. And even when people do me wrong today, I just go, it is what it is, there's nothing I can do about it. No point in putting your head into that stuff, just focus on the future and move on. How did you get the money to start an exotic car page? Actually, funny enough, I don't make any money from Hype Cars. I mean, I've made a very little bit from it, like a couple $1,000. But my goal is I really want to grow this channel and I want to put a lot of time and energy into it because I have developed such a love for cars and I love doing unique things to them and building unique builds. So yeah, we'll see kind of where it takes me. So actually all the money that I have made has been from my personal accounts. So if you don't follow those, they're at Petru TV. Everything, every single car that I bought has been off of that page and my YouTube channel, my actual Petru TV YouTube channel that I've been doing since I was 17. So that's how I got all the cars. A lot of people think that I make money from Hype House. Not true at all. Hype House has lost me more money than it's made me, which speaking of is why I am selling the house, which I will get to as my last question, but I'm gonna answer 2 more before then. What is your next car? And if you had to lose one car in the garage, which one would it be? If I had to pick, it would be the Urus. If I couldn't pick the Urus because that one's already being sold, I would get rid of the M3 over the other ones just because these cars are all incredible. And then what car am I buying next? I'm stuck in the middle between 2 choices. I'm either going to sell the Performante and I am also going to sell the Urus and I'm going to get an SV, or I'm going to sell the Performante, get something else in the 300 to 400 range, and then I'm also going to get either a Aston Martin Vantage, a AMG GT, or possibly a Viper ACR. There's a couple different options that I want to go with, but I haven't fully decided yet, but I am in the process of selling the Urus, and then I'll be getting my next car after that. Then the last question, and the biggest one, is why are you selling your house? If you guys know me, I've lived in Los Angeles since I was 17 years old. I moved out here when I graduated high school, moved to college, dropped out, and then ended up moving out here. And I've lived here for a long time, and I've lived in this specific house doing Hype House things for the past 3 years. And I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. I'm beyond ready. So I'm just letting go of this house. It's currently just me and Mia really living here, and 2 people in a 12,000 square foot house is ridiculous, and it doesn't ever feel like a home. And I want to feel like I'm in a home, so I'm selling this and I'm getting something much smaller for just the 2 of us. The only thing I need is a warehouse or a garage for all my cars. But outside of that, I have no interest in a large home. Like, I just need space for my dogs, my cats, my girlfriend, a place to cook because I love cooking. So that's like my main priorities. And I am going to be starting a podcast as well, so I'm going to build out a studio there. I don't need much. And this house is way too big and not my place. And Hype House is changing. If you guys follow that stuff, I'm still figuring out what I'm doing with that whole business because it's honestly just been losing me money. So kind of adjusting and refiguring it out. Next video is going to be on these cars and a detailed breakdown of what we did, and hopefully it will be sold by then. If you guys want to see more of these vlogs, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already, and I will see you guys in the next one.